George Foreman, right there at Phoenix Union, after the Olympics. So you can recall, typically the Olympics, just like it was here, you know how they ended just now? When now school is starting up. Back then we would typically start school in September or whatever. So now we're in school is starting, just kind of like what the system is now. Well, we get George to come in to our assembly. And I'm like, oh man, George Foreman, that's Olympic gold and that type of thing. But I also remember you had Martin Luther King, who was assassinated in '68. You had Malcolm X, who was assassinated during that time. You had Bobby Kennedy. So you had a lot of that, and you had this political unrest going on. So Martin Luther King has been assassinated, and there's a curfew that's going on. This is '68. I think he was assassinated, MLK, like in April of '68, somewhere in there. You can double check the history, but it was '68. So there's a curfew that's even across the whole United States, but here in Phoenix as well, which meant don't be out after dark after a certain time. I think it was whatever time it was, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. So I'm leaving my sister's home, who lived right off of 15th Avenue in Mojave. This is a neighborhood that they call the New Homes. There's a whole history behind that, but I won't bore you with that. But I'm like, hey, it's 6 o'clock. We need to get home because there's a curfew going on, and I'm driving. I've got my little drivers, but I got my 3 younger siblings with me, and it's like we were finishing up with dinner, and so she prepared some to-go containers, and she also had some knives in there, because we had chicken and stuff to cut up. So anyway, all that. I'm headed home. I'd come right under that freeway at that particular time that I was telling you about. It was constructed then. And as I come under the freeway, headed home, at that point, I'm probably 2 blocks from home. I get pulled over by Phoenix PD, okay? And I mean, not just one Phoenix PD. It was like, they blocked the car in front. There was a car behind me. There was a car on the driver's side. And I'm driving. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This broad day. So, Sergeant, the guys said that I could see on the side of the car, it said Sergeant. Gets out the car and lays a loaded shotgun right in on the seat, and I'm like, we've had to talk with Dad and everybody, if you ever stop, don't. So I'm hands up here, high on the deal. Sir, what's the problem, sir? Well, driver's license, and you need to get out the car. All of you get out. And I'm like, okay. And where are you headed? I said, we're headed home. I know it's a curfew, and we're trying to get home before the curfew. Just left my sister's house, and I'm 2 blocks from home. You can see right here, 1246. So they check all that. They go through the whole car. They're looking for anything, even in the trunk. And my dad at the time would always carry a little bit of gasoline in the trunk of the car because the gas gauge didn't work. So it's like if you ever run out of gas, whatever, at least you'll have enough to get you to a gas station. So they go, oh, Molotov cocktail, huh? You're gonna use this to me? I'm like, man, please. So I'm explaining to the, so look, man, this is, and I got my younger brothers and sisters. They're sitting over there going, what the heck's going on? And I'm like, and I'm trying to explain. And so finally, after going through all of that, they allow me to okay, you go home. So I'm like, you can believe that we're headed home. So we get home. So that was the